to another episode of Mind Your Venture. My name is Matt. Today we're going to be going over some more information about silver and some gold. We're also going to be covering some information concerning inflation. So I have some charts here that I put together, and you can see here in the first one, it covers inflation for the last 20 years. And you can see that for the last 20 years, it's had its ups and downs. Back in 2008 was the big housing bubble, and you can see that inflation took a dive there in 2009 and went back up to about its average. And then over time, it's stayed pretty steady until 2020. And from there, you can see it takes a huge spike, and everybody is feeling it. So, how does that affect gold and silver? So, the American dollar is paper money. It's not backed by silver or gold any longer. So, when you're looking at purchasing precious metals, it can have some effect. I'm not personally real sure on how much it affects the gold and silver prices, but as far as what the dollar is worth, it definitely takes a hit when it comes to inflation. So you can see here that gold has been steadily increasing for the last 20 years. It's at its highest rate it's been in 20 years, consistently high. I think it's the highest it's ever been from the beginning. It's pretty high, pretty expensive, and out of reach for a lot of people to try to get in and purchase gold at this time. If it does happen to take a little bit of a dive, you can see back in 2012, 2013, right before 2015, it dropped enough to where it was, if you were interested in getting some, you could consider jumping in at that point. Don't know if it's going to come back down or if it's just going to continue to rise. So silver's been consistently on the rise for the last 20 years as well, but it has some unique high spikes and huge drop-offs over years. 2011 to 2015, it took a big drop. There's a lot of people that purchased during the time of the rise of that market that are still sitting on all that silver waiting for it to get back up to a price where they can dump it and sell it off. So it's still not reached that point again, which was right up there at $35. This year, it's tapped out into the over 30 range, but not at the end of any given time frame. These are averages that I'm looking at here. 35 is not the highest it's ever been. That's a year average. During that year, I believe it hit upwards of $40, and people were buying it. And you can see that if you bought it during that time, you have a long way to go before you can get your money back on silver if you're looking to use it as a straight investment. So if you were to purchase it now, it's at a rate where it could possibly keep going up. Nobody really knows. There's a lot of people out there that have their insights on it. But even over the last 10 years, with inflation and inflation being what it is, over the last 10 years, silver has outpaced inflation by about 10%, which is a pretty good investment. Most banks that you try to put a savings account in are going to be less than 2%. You'll be lucky if you can find one that you can get 4 or 5% on savings accounts. So silver is pretty good if you can buy it on a low and hold on to it for a long period of time. You can get your money back and then some if you're wise on how you approach the situation there for that. Now, this one here is a gold silver ratio. There's been a lot of people that I've watched and listened to that talk about if silver gets to a certain price and gold lowers to a certain price, a lot of those people talk about it being a 70 ratio, which is 72 to 1. The 70 to 1 ratio, if you were to take in your silver and trade it in for gold, would probably be a good idea if you have a lot of silver. It is heavy. It's kind of hard to store when you have a lot of it. It takes up a lot of room in comparison. You know, if you have a bunch of silver, hundreds of ounces, it can really be a problem when you try to move it. It's heavy. If you could trade it in for gold and get it where it's the ratio is a pretty good slot, somewhere around the 70 range would probably be good. Looking at the chart here, it's been there a few times, and if you have a lot of silver, it might be a good time to go ahead and do that. So I also wanted to let you all know that I did fix the first video. I know I was showing some coins and did not flip the video, so you could not read those coins and see what they said, or the images were backwards. I did fix that, so if you get a chance to check out the updated video, I did get that posted. So, and if you like what you see here, please like and subscribe, and um, looking forward to seeing you guys again next time. Thank you.